The exhibition of nearly life-size photographs include works from 3 different series by my guest, renowned photographer Lalla Essaydi. And also joining us is San Diego Museum of Art curator MARIKA SARDAR. Welcome to Evening Edition.
Thank you.
Now, Lalla, you were born in Morocco, raised in Saudi Arabia. How has your upbringing influenced your artwork?
Well, it's first of all, thank you so much for having us here. My work is actually based on my personal experience, and so it is autobiographical. So I would say that my upbringing and my culture is deeply embedded in my work, and most of my work is influenced by my personal experience and of spaces where I grew up.
Let's take a look at some of your work in this exhibition, and I'd like you to describe for us the themes you're creating. We see a beautiful woman sort of merged into the background, or sort of inset with the background. What sort of types of themes are you speaking to in these pieces?
Well, my work is also based on Orientalist paintings that I find exquisitely beautiful, but at the same time they are very troublesome because they create a fantasy world that doesn't exist. For me, being an Arab woman, I don't see myself in those harems and in those paintings. And because the paintings are based on 3 main themes, which is the harem, the veil, and the odalisque, my work is also in those 3. It's like a triptych, and each one of them, each series represent either the veil, the odalisque, or the woman herself.
Sure, and you can clearly see the definitions in each of the themes.
Yes.
MARIKA, why did you think it was important to showcase Lalla's art at the San Diego Art Museum?
Well, I think the photographs are fantastic, first of all, and then there's so many art historical layers to them that having them in the context of our collections just seemed to make sense. You see her as a contemporary photographer, but also her connections and the way she draws on 19th century French painting, but also calligraphy in the Arab world and all of these other traditions.
Sure, there's a very modern social element to it, this beautiful juxtapose that's going on here in these. How does that fit into the museum's mission?
Well, we want to promote contemporary art, but it's our particular role in San Diego with these historic permanent collections to help people engage with our collections of older traditions. So you can find these photographs throughout the museum, and we hope people will take the opportunity to walk around through all of the galleries.
Get the full experience. Lalla, what do you say to people who think that your work might be perpetuating stereotypes?
Well, I understand, because I am actually using stereotypes that are in those paintings to criticize them. So for people who are not educated in art, sometimes it's very difficult to see all these layers. But there are so many layers to my work that it's impossible not to miss it. I mean, and the most important one is, first of all, the text, which is the voice of the women, written on their own skin, and also because of the gaze. The women in these photographs, they are engaging the viewer, and they know exactly how they want it to be photographed. It's a collaboration with them, as opposed to these paintings where they are voyeuristic element to them. You have all these Orientalist Western male artists doing something like a sexual fantasy within another culture that is not theirs, as opposed to my work. I am a woman, I am an Arab woman working with Arab women, and it is a collaboration. It's myself and these women at the same time.
And deeply personal.
Absolutely.
It seems like
it's based on my own personal experience as well.
Yeah,
so,
you can definitely see that coming through. Do you have a favorite piece in this exhibition?
There are many pieces, and each one of them have a story, so it's very difficult to say which one really that is my favorite, but it depends of the time I'm shooting that photograph, the story around it, the relationship to my model, all of these things together. So it's very difficult for me to point to one and say this is my favorite over. It's like they are all my babies.
Of course, it's a terrible question to ask, but I always have to. Well, we're out of time here. photographer Lalla Essaydi and MARIKA SARDAR, thank you very much for joining us and giving us a little preview of this work. And I want to let folks know they can see Lalla's photographs. They will be on display at the San Diego Museum of Art starting Saturday, tomorrow, March 28th through August 1st. She'll kick off the exhibition with an artist talk tomorrow morning. Details at kpbs.org.